Welcome to the first in a new series of AC Golf 18 short videos, how to be a wedge wizard. Loving this. Ding! So even on a short shot like this, we're faced with a multitude of questions. Do I chip it? Do I pitch it? What was the difference between a chip and a pitch anyway? Nah. Ball position back, ball position forward. Which club do I use? Do I open the club face? Do I hood the club face? Do I use my wrists? Do I not use my wrists? Oh, so complicated. So let's strip it back to its bare bones and just talk about first what's got to happen to get the ball up in the air. Alright, so let's get down and dirty and show you what has to happen in the moment of impact to actually get the ball flying up in the air towards your target. The first part of being a wedge wizard. Number one, the leading edge of the club has to hit somewhere underneath the equator of the ball, that we hit the club face where the loft is and the ball will fly. Pretty straightforward. Number two, we need the club bottoming out in the right place, either at the ball or just beyond the ball, that once again we come underneath the equator, strike the club face, the ball will fly up in the air. And number three, if the club is coming from a wide angle, we are aiming at a much bigger surface area of the ball than if we're coming from a steep angle. So it's easier to get underneath the equator of the ball, hit the loft of the club and get the ball flying up in the air. Everything we do in the swing are based around those three basics. See you next time on how to be a wedge wizard. Alright, come on, just get it over the bunker. Over the bunker. Oh, don't you just hate it when that happens? You've done all the hard work getting from the tee to the green in 2 or 3 good shots, and then you chunk it in the bunker. Or even worse, you thin it over the green and you take another 4 shots before you get into the hole. Oh, nightmare. So, in this episode, number 2 of how to be a wedge wizard, we identify how you strike the ball consistently to start creating magic around the greens. What you have to understand with these short shots, to get consistent ball striking, it's a geometry exercise. The upper body is the motor of the swing, rotating around the axis of the spine, and we need to get the club bottoming out at a consistent place to strike the ball properly. So let's create some clear pictures of the geometry of the swing. Imagine your spine position, and we're going to turn around that axis on the backswing into strike and through into your follow through. Beautiful, stable axis. Secondly, we want to imagine the upper torso is like a box, and that box is going to turn around the spine angle, both on the backswing and as we come through on the downswing. So it's not just the shoulders that are turning around that spine position, it's the whole upper torso. So let's have a look at down the line view, imagining the spine, even an extension of the spine sticking into the ground, and we're going to rotate the box, the upper torso, around that spine position, start to finish. Now, in reality, the cervical spine had more mobility than the thoracic spine, had more mobility than the lumbar spine. So in reality, the box is not going to turn complete, but we just want to have a very clear concept of what's going to happen. Imagine the torso as a box, and we turn around that spine position on the backswing and on the follow through. Simplicity is beautiful.
The second point in geometry we need to understand is the relationship of the sternum or middle point of the ribs to the hands to the club head. The hands will reach their lowest point opposite the sternum, and therefore the club head will reach its lowest point opposite the sternum. So if we're turning around the axis and the sternum comes back to the ball at strike, the club is going to bottom out in the right place, at or just beyond the ball. Perfect. It's when the sternum does not turn back to the ball or stays behind the ball, the club will bottom out in the wrong place, hitting fat shots or thin shots. So we need to get the sternum turning on the way through, that the low point is at or just ahead of the ball. Then we're going to get some beautiful, magical strikes.
So we have the beautiful geometry needed to be a wedge wizard, turning on plane, getting the sternum in the right place at impact to strike the ball properly. We could still make a real mess of this if we don't deal with the hands and arm swing. Next time we deal with that on how to become a wedge wizard. So, any wizardry yet? Geometry's good, sternum is in the right place. Oh, looks good. Woo, 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 woo. Welcome to number 3 in the series, How to Become a Wedge Wizard. In number 1, we looked at what's got to happen at strike to get the ball flying up in the air. In number 2, we looked at the geometry of the exercise, turning the upper torso around the spine, getting the sternum in the right place at strike so the club is bottoming out in the right place. It could still go horribly wrong if we don't get control of the hands and arms. This is the subject of number 3. So let's keep this very simple, wedge wizards. We're just trying to attach the arms to what the body is already doing extremely well. Turning the upper torso around the spine, sternum comes back to the ball. I put the hands and arms, attach them to that movement and let them follow the upper body backwards and through towards your target. Simple. And if I keep the hands passive and not active, I'm more chance of getting this wide approach that we talked about in video number 1, making it easier to get the leading edge of the club underneath the equator of the ball. Attach the arms, passive with the hands, and we're going to get good strikes every single time. But what about using the wrists, I hear you cry?
What about the wrists, Andy?
Well, the wrists are definitely going to come into it. It's an important motion. If we just used one lever for the longer approach shots, it's difficult to create the speed. If we use 2 levers, like a hammer motion, it's much easier to create the speed. But the magic is in keeping the right hand relaxed and passive to let that movement occur naturally. The great Sevi Ballesteros used to say, right hand under, keeping it soft and letting it be as active as it needs to be. So when we come to a longer shot, attach the arms, particularly for the right hand golfer, right hand passive, and not trying to do anything here. It's just going to happen naturally on the backswing. The wrist movement will help us get some beautiful height, a little more spin, more control of the ball. Magic. Thanks for watching. See you real soon for number 4 in the series, How to Be a Wedge Wizard. You know, a big part of magic is keeping things simple and knowing how to use the tools of the trade. The same applies to the Wedge Wizard. Wizard's tools. So the Wedge Wizard's tools of the trade are more or less the whole bag. Driver, nah, don't need that. 3-wood, no, not really. Putter, we'll just use that on the green and on the fringe. These are the tools of the trade that, by just changing the club rather than the basic shot, we can get all sorts of trajectories and rolls. Let me explain how to keep this really simple. Okay, classic chip and run opportunity. What did that golf book say again? Pitch and wedge, and then ball back in the stance, hands forward. I wait forward, get the loft off the club so it flies low, and then run. Why make it so complicated? We dealt with the basic shot in the first 3 videos, turning around the axis, making sure the sternum gets back to the ball by strike, touching the arms to that basic movement. Why would we have to change ball position or weight just to get the ball going lower when we could just change the tool of the trade? So, pitching wedge away, don't have to think about ball position. Let's go with number 8. All right. What was the basic shot again? Oh yeah, just ball opposite the middle or slightly left, turning around that axis. I've got left loft, so I don't need to do anything. Just basic shot it, chip and run. There you go. Nothing very complicated about that. Yeah, but what about this one? I've short-sighted myself. I'm going to need to get the ball high and stop in quickly. I haven't got much green to work with. I'm going to have to get the ball forward, open the club face. Don't make it complicated, people. Here's my big tip. If you ever have to open the club face on your sand wedge, reach your left hand into your back pocket, get your notage out. Thanks very much. Thank you. And buy yourself a lob wedge. Then we can stick to the same basic shot. So, ball position's the same. Going to play the ball, the shot exactly the same. Turn around that axis. Don't have to manipulate anything. There we go. High ball flight. Lands on the green. Rolls out a little bit. Gimme. Where's the complications? The whole part and parcel of being a wedge wizard is to understand you have more than just 3 or 4 wedges in your bag. You have a whole bag of wedges. Keep the same simple shot and change trajectory and rolls, not by changing ball position or weight, but by changing the tools of the trade. See you next time for another How to Become a Wedge Wizard. Ooh, bit of a nasty one. 60 meters over a water hazard to a tight flag position. It's enough to give you the heebity-jeebiters. You could wake up in cold sweats at night over this one. Hope we don't fin it or duff it in the water or shank it. But armed with the right concept, some rhythm and some distance control, a bit of practice, we've got this mastered. So, we're gonna go in these next 2 videos from painful pitches to perfect approach shots. 60 meters, piece of cake. Woo. Oh yeah, perfect approach. So let's deal with concept first. What am I trying to do on this pitch shot? If you've seen my other videos, you'll know already, dear wizards, that we're trying to keep this super simple. So the whole motor of the swing for these shorter approach shots is the upper body rotating around the axis. Short shot, short rotation, longer shot, longer rotation. I stick the arms onto that movement. Think of a screw here and a screw here. So the arms are just going to follow that rotation on the backswing and on the follow through. super simple. And then you ask, but what about the wrists, Andy? There's lots of complicated ways of doing this, but you know me by now. Let's keep it simple. If the hands are soft and we turn further, the weight of the club is going to create the leverage that we do need to create a little bit more speed through strike, but let the club weight, let it happen. Soft hands, particularly the right hand for the right hand golfer, and we'll get the leverage we need. Right, let's stick it all together. 50 meters here. So I've got to turn the upper body, there's the motor. I got to stick the arms onto that movement. I got to grip it nice and soft so the leverage works from alone. So here we go. Almost a gimme. All right, same again. Body turn controls the show. Arms are stuck onto that movement. Keep the right hand particularly nice and soft from start to finish. And we just keep it nice and simple. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that was helpful. Next time we build on the concept, getting good rhythm and altering your swing length to be able to control your different distances so you have no more pitching pains. You just have perfect approaches. Easy for me to say. See you next time. Right, Andy, 40 meters. Keep it simple, son. Yeah, that's good. Woo. Next time on how to be a wedge how to be a wedge wizard. Thanks for watching. Next time on how to be a wedge wizard. You know, my father, he did everything fast. He talked fast and he walked fast and he drove fast. Drank pretty fast, and he had a very fast golf swing. But he played off handicap 4 for most of his days. My mother, on the other hand, does everything in her own time. Speaks distinctly, walks calmly, and has a beautiful, slow, elegant golf swing. And she was club champion 3 times at her golf club in Edinburgh. Finding your own rhythm is absolutely key to being able to control your wedge distances with different lengths of swing. So let's firstly find out how you find your rhythm. Now there's a few ways of doing this, but as you know, I'll give you the easy way. The simple way to do it is to think of your grip pressure staying constant. So imagine a scale 1 to 5, 1's maybe too loose, 5 is as tight as you can. With wedge play, I would say we want to be around about number 2, number 3, and the trick is to keep that grip pressure the same from start to finish. So I realize what for me is number 2. Yeah, feels pretty good. Number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2. Let's go a little longer. Keep the grip pressure the same. Number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2. Yep, like it. And let's go a little longer again. Number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2. Simple way to find your rhythm. All right, so from the last Wedge Wizard video number 5, we have consistent swing technique. From the start of this video, we have consistent rhythm. So to adjust my distances, all I need to do is adjust the length of swing. So let's talk about 9 o'clock swing, 10 o'clock swing, and full swing. And I'm just going to give you one example of my 54 or sand wedge. So for me, a 9 o'clock swing is where the left arm gets to. 9 o'clock swing, 10 o'clock swing, and full swing. And I know through practice that my 9 o'clock swing goes on average 50 meters. So here's my 50 meter shot. 9 o'clock backswing, nice rhythm, good technique, 50 meters. My 10 o'clock swing is 20 meters further, so 10 o'clock swing, Good. So we're going to get up to 70. Here we go. 10 o'clock. Grip pressure number 2. Start to finish. And then my full swing gets up to 85. So here we go. Going to keep the rhythm the same. Going to keep the technique the same. And there she blows. So you want to do that little exercise with all your wedges and find out on average how far the ball goes with a 9 o'clock swing, a 10 o'clock swing and a full swing. So, for example, let's say I'm on the golf course, I got 65 meters to go. Let's show you that 65 meter shot with all the different wedges. Thanks for watching. See you next time for the last in the Wedge Wizard series. In the meantime, go get some rhythm. You know, when I came into this business, I always imagined being a pro at a beautiful golf club. Beautiful trees, beautiful scenery, green grass, insects and butterflies and bird life. And here we are in the Black Forest at the beautiful golf club, Mark Grefflerland. You know, visualization is an important part of your life. If you can imagine at some point in the future what success means for you, maybe it's this. And you can feel how it is, and you can picture how it is, then there's a good chance of getting here. And to be a real wedge wizard, visualization is absolutely key. How's the ball going to fly? How's the ball going to roll? How's it going to react with the ground and roll out and drop in the hole? Visualization is key, but often something people really struggle with. Oh yeah, I know the sand wedge flies 80% and 20% and the 70, well, 80%, 20% on a downhill lie, hard green that's rolling as fast as the car park. Ain't gonna happen. So we're gonna play a game to finish off this series called Clever Club, Stupid Club, to develop your visualization skills. I'm going to pick 3 different situations around the green, a downhill lie, an uphill lie, and a longer approach, and we're going to try it with 3 different clubs, and we're going to find out what's the clever club and what's the stupid club. To develop your visualization skills, often we learn more from the mistakes than when we're doing it right. So join me for Clever Club, Stupid Club. Alright, so we're going to go with 3 clubs here. 9 iron, gap wedge, lob wedge. First up to this uphill position, 9 iron. Don't have much green to work with. Gonna roll out. Oh, stupid club. Gap wedge. Again, I'm going uphill. I increase the loft by going uphill. I've got enough room here to land the ball on a flat part of the green and get the ball stopping. Super clever. And then we go with lob wedge. Yeah, we got a lot of loft. We've got quite a bit of room to work with here, so maybe the ball's just going to check out a little early on me, but a bit more aggressive, yeah, that would have been a good club. All right, the classic chip and run situation, uphill, 9 irons, got to be good, get it rolling, beautiful, clever. Gap wedge, again, we could just check out, needs a bit more, bit stupid. Lob wedge, really stupid, needs a big swing, going uphill, no. All right, downhill, 9 iron. Well, the green's running about 8 or 9 here today, so stupid. Gap wedge, adios amigos, also stupid. Lob wedge, if we can just land that on the front of the green, get it checking a little bit, let it run down, and you never know. No, super clever. Thanks for watching the series. I hope that's helpful. I hope you're well on the way to being a wedge wizard, but no amount of watching videos or doing theory beats actually practicing. So grab your 9-iron, your wedge, your gap wedge, your sand wedge, your lob wedge, go around the green, find out what's the clever club, what's the stupid club, and you'll start to be able to visualize the ball flight, where the ball's going to land, how it's going to roll out, and how it's gonna drop in the hole. See you very soon for another new series.